networking, taking it above, bringing value to the conversations that you're having.
As we climb in our journey and we learn, to share that learning with others so that we grow as a community.
Inclusion plays a part in terms of now garnering all those experiences together and creating a cohesive enough team to produce strong performance.
Be visible, comment about it, reach out. Hi again. Miss me? I hope not, because I've been with you all day. Welcome again back on our live show. I hope you've been with us throughout the day. And if this is the first time you're connecting, I hope that the first thing that you've done, if you are a job seeker or want to learn from any of our industry professionals, is to sign up for our Empower conference that's happening tomorrow. It's absolutely free. We have a dozen industry leaders who are going to do mini master sessions just for you. So these are the sessions that normally happens on weekends with our weekends and evenings with our Career Accelerator participants. But this is the first time I'm opening up the doors to all of you. So please make sure that if you're interested, you sign up. Now, this is also the first live mentoring session that Destination CEO is hosting. So taking you inside a classroom where mentors come together, mentors who are volunteering their time, industry leaders, they come and they guide and mentor Destination CEO participants. So I'd like to take you inside one of our classes today and show you in action what exactly happens. So let me bring to you the mentors of the show. On the show today. Hello, Mayuri. Hi, Sally. How are you ladies doing today?
Hi, Meena. Hi, Mayuri. All good.
Hi, Sally.
Awesome. So thank you for, volunteering your time. We really, really appreciate it, especially on a busy Friday afternoon. I know you ladies are busy. So let's do a quick introduction. Sally, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? I know you said everybody knows about your story, but this would be a good time because every time we have new people who are joining to hear about you. So a little mini intro of you, who you are, what you do, how you got started, and then what's your relationship with Mayuri, and then Mayuri can take that away.
Yeah, for sure. Hi, everyone. I came to Canada as an international student, like many others, as a newcomer, and went through the traditional job search journey upon graduation. I went through a bit of a career transition as well to make a foray into IT recruitment. I didn't have any background, and that's when I actually came in contact with Meena and the team of Destination CEO. Their suggestions and teachings were very valuable to me in my own job search journey. And that's how I got my first start as an IT recruiter. That was 5 years ago. Time flies, and it's been an interesting journey so far here in Canada. I'm based in Toronto. And yeah, that's my current profile. I'm into IT recruitment. I partner with clients to help find technical talent for them. And since then, I've been involved with Meena and Destination CEO as well to sort of help provide guidelines and suggestions to other job seekers who may be in a similar situation that I was a few years ago. And that's when I came in contact with Mayuri, who was in a similar journey, like I said, new to the country, looking for new opportunities. And that's how we got connected. And here we are, both of us with the amazing team of Destination CEO, looking to connect and network with other job seekers.
Thank you so much, Sally. That was like, a quick introduction to me as well.
Yeah, nice segue.
So yes, as Sally said, I was new to Canada. I moved to Canada in November 2018, but I started looking for jobs in mid November 2019, and then I was like, where to start, because I had a gap of 3-4 years to fill in. before started looking for jobs. Basically, my profile was in recruiting itself, in agency recruitment as well as corporate recruitment. But the way it was pursued in back in my country, it's so much different how it is viewed in Canada. So definitely, like I met Nina during my job search, and then she was like, "You have to stick to Sally. She's the one who can guide you." And then definitely like the inputs what you gave me, like how they pursue recruiters in agency in Canada, like how it differs from being a corporate, how you pitch yourself as a recruiter for different institutions or organizations is very much important to know, because as a recruiter in agency setting is what they look for in fast paced, how quickly you submit profiles. So these are the inputs what I actually gained from you. That 10 minutes conversation we had before my interview was like, a click for me. It boosted
Yeah,
my
you were on your way to
yes,
the interview, I remember.
I was in Lawrence TTC where we had that call, and then I was like, okay, that boosted my confidence so much that once the interview was done, I knew that that's my job.
Nice. That's
Yes,
halfway there, right? I feel
yes,
confidence.
yes.
Oh, thank you so much, ladies, for that wonderful introduction. And now you're giving back and you've come back as mentors. So Sally joined, and that's how our family grows, right? Earlier today, I was saying that Destination CEO is my baby, and it takes a village to grow the baby. And you guys are all part, members, my family members that are growing this beautiful community together. So thank you for everything that you do. You make a huge difference.
It's a
Thanks.
pleasure.
So let's bring in our mentees today. Hello, Abdul. Hello, Karan.
Hello.
You're back. Hi,
Hi,
Shelly.
everybody.
How are
Hello,
Hello.
you?
Lily. Hello,
Hi,
Sally. Hello,
Good.
everyone.
Karan.
How's
Hi.
everyone doing?
Good,
Not
good,
too
good. How are
bad.
you?
I'm good,
Happy
actually.
Friday, right?
Yeah.
Thanks, you too.
So we lost somebody due to technical difficulties, but I think Arvind will be back. Let's start with quick intros with all of you, and then the plan is I will leave because I have no job here, and then I'll come back at the end of the show, and the live mentoring session can get started. So let's start with each of you. I'll kick myself out, Shelly, and then Karan, and then Abdul, and we can start with the session. Thank you. So, Shelly, little
Sure.
intro.
Yeah, sure. So, hi everyone. My name is Shaili Badani, and I'm a user experience and interface designer with over 2 years of experience. And I'm based in Vancouver. I specialized in helping companies and entrepreneurs to grow their customer base by enhancing the user experience of the digital products. And yeah, I have niche industry experience in non-profits, B Corp, tech industry, e-commerce, and I've created various iOS and Android apps, website. I've redesigned the website as well. Yeah, and qualification wise, I hold a bachelor degree in business management, and I did a course at Red Academy for a UX UI designing. Yeah, and looking for opportunities because I transitioned my career in UX UI. I was prior to this, I was into project coordination and IT recruitment. So yeah, I've just transitioned my career and I'm started looking for jobs.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you,
That's wonderful.
thank you.
Karan, go ahead.
Hello, everybody. My name is Karandeep Singh, and I am a recent graduate in wireless technologies from George Brown College. And I graduated in December 2019. And prior to that, I've had experience working as a business development manager for a leading startup and providing marketing solutions in various fields and for focusing particularly on the hospitality, but expanding to other fields as well. And currently, I'm looking for opportunities in tech sales.
Excellent.
Okay.
Abdul?
Hello, everyone. My name is Abdul Wajid, and I'm a systems engineer and a cloud engineer. And I have been working in the oil and gas and construction industry for the past 8 years. I am specialized in private and public clouds based on VMware vSphere and Microsoft Azure. Apart from this, I'm also experienced in managing the enterprise storage systems, which are based on different technologies: fiber channel, iSCSI, NFS, and CIFS. I have been in the industry for the past 8 years, and I have been doing multiple projects, which were related to implementation of the infrastructures as well as upgrades and migrations. I landed in Ottawa 2 weeks ago, and I'm looking for opportunities in systems engineering and cloud engineering platforms. Thank you.
Wonderful. Excellent.
Brilliant. So now I'm going to give the baton to the two lovely mentors over here to carry on with your mentoring session as I step out. Thank you so much. And I'll be back at the end of the show.
Thank
All
you.
right, let's get started, guys. Any topic or any questions that you guys would like us to touch upon? We could either do one on one or like have one topic, a common topic for the group.
Yeah, I will. I think I'll start with one question. Since I've been here, I've been hearing people say that it's not about what you know; it's about what who you know. So, you as a recruiter, what's your opinion about this, and how how true is this statement which we usually hear here?
Got it. Yeah, I'll talk about that. I think it is pretty interesting, and I'd say it holds some truth as well, right? Like, for example, you and I connected earlier in the week, Abdul. So
Yeah.
now that I have you in my network, if I have any infrastructure role, cloud engineer role, I'm going to think about you, right? I'm like, you know what? Let me see if this is a fit for Abdul rather than recruiting someone new for this role. So, right there, because you know someone, that sort of gives you an edge, right? And that's just one aspect of it. That's just the recruiter aspect of it. Let's say in general, like as you build your network, you connect with key people, they can sort of make introductions, they can refer you to opportunities in their company. And I'm just saying generically, I'm not saying connecting with hiring managers specifically, right? Although of course
Mhm.
that increases your chances in your favor. But even in general, knowing people can open up doors is how I'm going to phrase it, right? It may or may not guarantee you a job, but at least it can get you an interview or at least an introduction in a case where otherwise you may not have, right? Let's say, taking an example of a bank, they get so many applications every day. Knowing someone there, they can put in a referral for you, or even just forward your profile along to HR. Right there, it's half the battle won, right? Otherwise, your profile would be sitting with thousands of applications on their website, which may or may not be seen. Does that help?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It makes sense.
So
Like,
true. So
Mary, you want to add to that?
yeah, just to add one more thing is that like when you connect to people who are already working what you're working in Canada, they would give a little more perspective on how the technology is used in Canadian perspective, be it
Mm-hmm.
in banks or any other technologies. Like as I said, I was a recruiter before, but I didn't know how it was pursued in Canada. With like when I spoke to Sayali, then I got to know, okay, these are the points that I need to highlight during my interview. So let's say that would also open doors into insights on how your technologies are being used in these organizations.
Yep, absolutely. So I guess
mhm,
what Myron is saying is it helps you to better position yourself, right? So A,
mhm,
it increases your chances of getting your foot in the door, and it just helps educate you more on how to best present yourself.
True.
mhm,
Yeah. Anything else? Anybody else?
Yeah, I can just step in. So, yeah, I've recently started receiving calls for interviews. And so I received two calls from for the interviews, and one of the common question they asked was which projects are the ones you got paid for.
Mm-hmm.
So, can you
Interesting.
share your expert advice as to why such a question is asked from the applicant? Because I understand that the regular experience is sort of something they might be looking for, but I guess again, like volunteering experience and sort of just projects that I did in college, or so I think that
Um,
should be also also
Yeah,
counted as
absolutely. It
experience, right?
adds to your overall profile, right?
Yeah, I'm just
Portfolio.
wondering like why do I'm receiving like such kind of questions? So can you just share me advice?
So can
Interesting.
I start off with this side?
Yeah.
Just because I have also sourced for UX UI designers for particular clients of my own. Why they particular ask that question is because there are a lot of freelancers who do not actually can put in many projects which they might not have done. So just to validate that, they go back and check, okay, was were you paid for this particular project? So just in case when going back for the background verification, we need to put those projects for which we can verify for. So those are the, so it doesn't matter if you're not paid for it. If you have done only during your college or educational, you can be specific about it. You don't need to hesitate. Oh, I'm not paid for this. I might not be shortlisted for the role. It's not just that. Just to validate from our perspective, we are doing our due diligence to note that okay, these were the projects you were paid for. These were the projects you've done during your education, so somewhere to validate your experience, the recruiters do ask for those questions.
So I think what you mean is commercial projects, right? Projects that were released commercially, live applications that they can see, access samples or snapshots of. When it comes to UX, creative fields, people like to see live examples, right? But honestly, yeah, I'm surprised that you had such a question. I've not seen it myself. And when I recruit for UX, I don't ask, right? I'll ask about specific projects, what happened, what you were done, paid, not paid. At least for me, I don't put too much stock on that, but different people have different perspectives, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've had one of my colleague ask such questions. So I went back and asked her, hey, why are you
What's the
asking
reason?
about this?
Okay,
So this is what the answer I got back. So we generally like need to ask because only that is how we can go back to those particular clients to verify. We need not go back to these projects to verify.
got it. So, how did you handle that question, Shelley?
so yeah, I did worked on few of the freelance projects as well, and I do
Hmm.
have my portfolio where I can sort of show my design samples to them. So that these are the works that I did, and there are a couple of projects which got selected internally at my college. So I do have a couple of live examples to show them as well. But yeah, I was just it was just strange for me as well. So
It can
yeah,
throw you off, I can imagine.
yeah, I did answer them, but yeah, it was just quite
Got
strange for
it.
me. Yeah.
Because what I've heard is which of your projects are live, like, which were released commercially, paid, unpaid. Like, I don't know how that would have a difference. But yeah,
Yeah.
interesting question. All right. Anything else,
Query to
Karan?
Sally.
Hi.
So my question would be, so recently I've been applying for jobs. I have been having a hard look in getting interview calls though. But my question is that while applying for jobs online, I came across this question from a few companies which say that, okay, why do you want to join our company?
Mhm.
Mhm.
So what would be the best response to this particular answer to this question?
Yeah, I'd say that's a very common question, right? Although I'm
Yeah.
surprised they're asking it as at application stage. I mean, it's very common in interviews, but yeah, application, I wasn't really sure. So yeah, basically, Karan, they want to know why this company and this job at this company, right? Like, what is it about this company that interests you, that attracts you? Because here's the thing, they want to hire someone. I'm assuming these are permanent jobs they're applying to, right? They want to hire someone who's going to stay with them for a while, right? For permanent jobs. So they want to know what is it that's motivating you to one, apply to this company, and two, stay with the company if they do select you, right? How are you
Okay.
going to position yourself or relatability? I think it all comes down to how you position yourself, right? Like you said, you're into tech sales with a SaaS background. Is that what I heard?
Yes. Yes.
Exactly. So then let's say you're applying to a SaaS company. So that's something you can, add, right? That this is my background. I see you're in this domain. And that's why I'd like to apply along with a couple other things. What they don't want to hear or see is that they are just one among 20 companies you're applying to. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I mean, look at it this way, right? They get it. You're an active job seeker. Obviously, you're going to apply to multiple companies. They get it. That's fine. But they want to know how do you sell yourself, essentially, right? Like, how are you positioning yourself as the best applicant for this role at this company? That's what they want to see. It's one way to put it in an application form. You can just write a few sentences, but it's a very important interview question, I'd say. So let's say, coming back to your example, if you put that in your application and you're shortlisted, they will expect you to back it up in the interview as well, right? So that's something to be mindful of as well. You don't want to add certain things that you won't be able to justify in an interview. So just
Right.
be a little cautious.
No, actually, the one thing that I felt was that I should be the challenge is that the companies are providing a very limited space to answer these questions. And along with answering that, why do you want to work for that company? I would also want to express that why am I also a good fit, and why
Right.
what can I bring into uh,
Bring to the
grow the
table.
help grow the
Absolutely.
organization.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's one thing that you feel a challenge somewhere.
So yeah, I guess that's case by case then, right? Like work with what you have, do the best. Like if it's a limited
Yeah.
space, be more specific with your answers, right? And in that case, then just it's better to directly answer the question. If they've asked a specific question, your answer should be specific as well, right? And then in an interview, you can elaborate further about why you're a fit and what you bring to the table.
All right. Sure.
Also, yeah. Also, if there is an option for you to upload a cover letter, then you can customize a cover letter explaining more
Nice.
in detail about
Yeah.
how you're a better fit and put in what they're asking for and why do you work for this organization.
Yeah,
In
that's a
it
good
might
point.
be a gist of like for a cover letter. That's
Mhm.
Sure. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Sally, for this.
Yeah, no problem. And one thing, just to add on to that, don't be
Yeah.
afraid to get a little creative, right? Go on their website, go on their social media, find one specific
Mm.
thing that you really liked about them that you know is going to get their attention, right? Rather than just saying
Yeah.
generic answers. People don't like generic answers, right? Oh, I want to work for you because you're a great company. Like everybody
Right.
knows that. They know they're a great company, I'm guessing, right? If it's a good company. So the
Yes,
more
and this
specific and direct your answers are, the better.
sure, Sally. But then this brings up another question for me. That okay, if you're applying for the job, you're giving the best answer that you can. How can you stand out differently to be a better applicant for that job? Because there are hundreds of people who are applying for the same job. Even so, my question comes up because I know I have to be descriptive enough in defining what are my achievements, what are my accomplishments. I have to be defining that. But
Mhm.
apart from that, recently, if I would tell you that I applied for this company where there was an entry level position available for a business development representative.
Mhm.
They were not even demanding much of an experience, just about 6 months or maybe some co-op experience. Still, I received a rejection for that company.
Mhm.
But
That's
I
a
mean, this is
broad
where I feel
area.
that okay, that's an entry level position. Despite having experience, I'm not being accepted by the company. So where is it that I am actually, falling behind?
Yeah, that's a
Would you?
broad area, right? You want to say something, Mary?
Yeah. Oh, one thing the hiring managers, because I've hired like source for firm roles as well, they particularly say when it is 0 to 2 years of experience, they are looking for somebody in that bandwidth. Why? Because let's say they're always tentative that somebody with a higher experience, if they get a better opportunities, there is an always higher possibility of a shift or like they will quit their job and move on to a different role. So let us say if they still hire and graduate, they know that at least for 2 years of experience, they will stick around with the organization. That's the general concept of like, if they say 0 to 2, they generally look for that window of experience.
Yeah, the
Within,
other thing too, sorry, go on.
no, that you can.
Yeah, all right. The other thing too, Karan, is let's say in your example, if they want someone with no experience or 6 months experience, there might be a reason for that, right? Maybe they just want to train a fresh grad. They don't want to hire someone who comes with experience, A, for the reason that Mary mentioned, B, for the reason they don't want this person to have to unlearn what they already come with. Does that make sense? Like different people, if they're experienced, they come with their own set of style, experience, what have you, right? Especially in a job like sales. Maybe they don't want this person to spend time on this person to retrain them or have them unlearn what they came with just to sort of, get them off the ground, right? So that could be another perspective as well. That doesn't mean you having experience is a bad thing or anything like that, right? It just means that it wasn't a fit for that job, that particular role. Does that help?
Okay.
Those are sort of the
Yep.
broad areas that we can comment on. There are so many other factors, right, that we may not know behind the scenes. Many factors impact a decision in terms of who gets shortlisted, who gets hired, and things like that. So, yeah, based on the information we have, those are some of the points that we can think of.
Sure, Sally. But I think, sorry, I wanted to add on one more thing over here. The job which I got a rejection from, they had openings in entire Canada, in all the different provinces.
Mm-hmm.
And to be a better applicant, to show that I'm ready to relocate,
Mm-hmm.
I also went forward and applied for all the different locations they had put up the job posting for.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where I don't know, I feel that okay, this is something really weird. That okay, you're posting a job for all the different provinces. I cannot be that a bad applicant or a candidate for that job that you're not selecting me for any of the province.
Got it. So what I'll say on that, Karan, is yes, they may have postings for every province, but that does not mean they have openings currently in every province. So that's something to remember as well, right? Timing is very important in hiring. Let's say they have ongoing needs, right? For salespeople, business development people. So that's why they'll have that posting on there. But maybe they just hired few people in other provinces. You never know, right? And that's why I'm saying you never know what happens behind the scenes, or what the company's just done. If they just finish their round of hiring, they're not going to hire. It doesn't mean you are a bad applicant,
Yeah.
right? Or maybe other
Yeah,
provinces had budgets cut or what have you, right? So
yeah,
several reasons go into that. I'd suggest don't look at it that way, right? That you
Yeah.
were bad and you weren't considered for all provinces. It's just too many factors at hand that go behind that.
And maybe you have received rejection only for one job ID you've applied for. You might not receive rejection for every different job ID you've applied for,
Mhm.
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So again, this may not be the answer you're looking for, but at least what I want to do is provide a perspective, right, Karan, that there may be several other factors that go into it and impact the outcome.
Agreed. Yes. Agreed,
Mhm.
Sally. Thank you. Thank you, Mary. Thank you,
Yeah, of
Sally.
course.
Okay.
Anybody else? Anything else, guys?
I want to add one more question here. Uh, how, like you as a tech recruiter, how organizations are interested in one's ability and ambitions to learn a new technology? Because nowadays the tech industry is changing at a very rapid pace,
Mhm.
and and everybody cannot be a fit. There is a usually there is a gap there. So how, like, in the resume, if they see that this person has proven to learn new technology on job, does this add a positive impact to bridge that gap which is there to be as an applicant? Like, for example, you are trying to hunt for a systems engineer, and that person uh, knows a little bit about one technology, but on the other side, the company is looking for more experienced guy. So how usually we should bridge that gap?
Interesting. You want to take this, Mary?
Yeah, sure. I can start over with it. Definitely, it depends on what stage of the project the people are hiring for. Let's say if it is in phase three or phase two or phase four, they would definitely require somebody who's expertise in that project who can quickly move on to the deployment of the project. Or if it is a new project, which is not started at all, it's just in phase one, they would definitely be open for people who have experience in that particular, let's say if it's a migration project, they're open to people who are worked in the migration projects in similar technologies, but not that particular technologies, so that you have enough time to train yourself, adapt yourself in the project.
Yeah.
It just depends on what phase of the project they're hiring from my.
Absolutely, I would agree. It depends on the timing, right? How urgent is the need? If, like
Mhm.
we said, it's very urgent, they want someone right away, then they're not going to have time to hire someone and then train them on that particular technology, right? So then having experience with that particular skill set becomes very important. But otherwise, if it's a permanent hire, if they can be flexible on the type of, technology it is, and if the individual has a good foundation and everything else, so to your example, a systems engineer, right? Let's say they need AWS, but someone has a good, strong, foundation, experience, and maybe is AWS certified or familiar or what have you, then yes, there can always be exceptions, right? Depending on the skill set, overall skill set, attitude, personality. But yeah, I think there's a higher chance in that case then if the client can be flexible.
Okay.
Uh-huh. And
Yeah.
separately on
So,
that, I think.
one. Sorry, one more thing, which is like regarding certifications. How, what is the weightage of technical certifications in one's resume to be called for an interview?
It's a tough one, but what I will say is, at least in my experience, I've not seen anyone get a job based on certifications. Does that make sense? And again, there can be exceptions, right? You should remember that the perspective, we're technical recruiters. Clients come to us for specific needs, right? Maybe if you were to apply to a company directly, they may be a little more flexible. They may get you the job based on a certification, right? So the channels you go through depends as well, differs as well. Okay. But yeah,
Mhm.
otherwise, I'd say certifications definitely show your interest. They show that you want to pursue a particular path. You are interested in a particular technology, right? So that's
Mhm.
big, especially for a permanent job where they want to hire for that particular skill set as well. And then it depends if you can crack the interview, right? If you can persuade them that yes, you have the skills, you've taken your certifications, and given a chance, you'll be able to sort of build on that experience and get caught up to speed.
Definitely,
Thank
definitely.
you.
Just to add on, like let us say you have a little bit background on project coordination or a business analyst and you're doing PMP, so it is something related. So it will add definitely add value to the resume, what you're sending across your qualifications. It would definitely add weightage in that sense as well. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
And what I was saying earlier, hello? Yeah, what I was saying earlier
Yeah.
is it just shows that you're always open to learning, right? So, Abdul, to your point, in tech, technology is always changing, evolving, new versions coming out all the time. So, at least that shows that you're open to learning. You can pick things up. You're really passionate about what you do. So, just that goes a long way as well.
Definitely. Just, I think I want to add one more thing. Meena had sent across certain questions. I think Arvind, since he couldn't join due to, I think he had asked one question: if you are a graduate and just trying for, because now there is a lot of people who are even experienced looking for junior roles, open for junior roles. I would want to add there are organizations who are doing these leader apprentice program kind of opportunities, especially with RBC, CIBC, that currently they are recruiting for those who are just graduates. Those are applicable only for graduates who has a little bit of experience, let's say 1 year or 2 years of experience in what they want to go. They need to write like a case study and then apply for it. So if you get selected, they have a specific program for 2 years where you get trained in different technologies in that particular organization. By the end of 2 years, you will be placed in something what you're more interested towards or learn. So that just I wanted to add. If any undergrads or graduates who are even graduating next year, this year, the opportunities are open. So always look out for these kind of opportunities where you are on the placing, because no other people can apply for it at all.
Nice. Thanks for sharing, Heidi.
I have a quick question. Uh, just curious to know, like, are there any platforms specifically for interns, those are looking for
Career
jobs?
Edge, right off the top of my head. So Leo Luke, one of our Destination CEO mentors, he would be a good person to connect with about that. So
Hmm.
he works with Career Edge, who help with an
Okay.
organization that help with internships, and he may also know a couple other resources, right? So yeah, that's one. A couple others. There
All
used
right.
to be Talent Egg. I don't know if they're still around anymore, but yeah, if I think of any others, I'll let you know. I'll shoot you a note.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Sure. Thank you.
Anything else, guys? Also, Shelly, I wanted to ask you. I think in UX design, there are so many other groups, right? There's Behance, there are so many other, I think, communities.
Yeah.
I think UX and then data science, these are some of the communities that are very strong in terms of, portals or groups, LinkedIn groups, what have you. Are you exploring any of those?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm exploring, and what I found is that people who have already they have their job, so they're there in the community. Of course, it's a good
Network?
place to sort of learn and build network, but looking for jobs, I think, yeah, definitely they do post, but they look for more
Yeah.
experienced person, like
Oh,
five
yeah. I was
years
saying
or
more from a
more than that.
networking perspective. And again,
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. I'm
insights,
doing
right?
that.
So that
Yeah,
question that you just asked us, like why the question paid versus unpaid, maybe you will find better answers in that community, right? Because they are in the industry. Maybe they faced questions like these and would be able to guide you.
yeah. I should definitely put this question. Yeah, I'll ask this. That. Thank you.
No problem. Anyone else? I see Nina's back. Are we almost done?
Well, we're almost out of time, so I wanted to check in and see, how things going. So you guys got opportunities to ask your mentors questions that you wanted to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, definitely.
and you got your answers. So, mentors, do you have any final words to the audience that is watching or will be watching, or to these guys? I know one thing is keep applying, don't give up, keep moving forward. But anything that strikes out from the conversations you've had today that people can take with them.
I would say don't be afraid to try new things, right? To experiment. Like job search is very dynamic. There's no one size fits all. Like try new things, new avenues, new platforms even. Maybe you'll have better luck there, right? Depending on the industry you're in. Yes, LinkedIn is there, but then depending on the industry, you may have other things like we just talked to Shelley about. So don't be afraid to experiment. And once you find something that's clicking, do more of it, right? So you're not like saturating yourself or frustrating yourself by just applying online. So that's what I would recommend.
Mayuri?
Yeah, definitely. To say, I would say keep pursuing in the right channel as well. Like look for people who are recruiting. Look for the industries that are recruiting currently because there are so much intake in, let's say, Walmart, logistics, food sector. Even they require business development managers or even UX UI designers. There are a lot of COVID apps that are being designed currently. So look for
Yeah.
current opportunities, adapt yourself, and move forward.
Yep. And on that point, right, a targeted approach, like Karan, you mentioned SaaS companies. List
Yeah.
10, 20 SaaS companies and just target those, right? It just helps get a more focused approach for your job search.
Right. Right.
The
Sorry.
end.
Actually, I would ask one last question.
Sure,
So
go ahead.
the question is that like while doing the recruitment process, are people with higher experience also considered for junior roles? Are the
I,
companies
yeah, I think I already answered that question. Like, when, like, they might be considered again, depending on what kind of role they're looking for, in what position that current candidate is. So it depends on various reasons. But
okay?
certain roles, if they say it is a junior role, they would prefer junior role. As Sayali said, that they want to train themselves from scratch for like how they want them to be uh, for the organization.
Yeah, and to me, so senior junior is very subjective, right? Like, for example, if I'm recruiting for someone who needs a role that needs 10 years of experience, maybe someone with 7 years of experience can
Yeah.
do the job. But can I submit someone with 3 years of experience? Maybe not, right? So
Right.
I guess it really comes down to that.
I'd
Okay.
like to address this question as well. When it comes to sales, all right, or any organization for that matter, right? The reason I want to hire a new grad or somebody without experience is because I want to train them my way, right? When somebody joins Destination CEO, I do a screening and I tell them if they've been in Canada quite long and they are used to following a certain system for their job search, you know that the industry has changed completely. They need to follow either what we tell them, right? Or not join. Because if they're going to do what they want to do in our program, then unfortunately, if they haven't yielded success until this date, and they come here with the same attitude that, I'm going to pay for this program and I'm going to get a job, well, that's not going to happen. Because if you've not received the same results doing those things before, you're not going to receive any different results. Okay, that's one. So when you talked about the fact that you applied for a sales role, nationally within that organization. Um, I want to challenge you. If you're the sales manager and Abdul, who's just come from Abu Dhabi, comes to you, applies for the job, he has experience in sales capacity in Abu Dhabi, but he's new to Canada, he's new to Ottawa, and he wants that job. Are you going to hire him? Be very honest over here.
Yes,
Of
I
course,
would think
no.
twice.
Why would you think twice?
Because he's new to the culture, he is new to the country. He still has to make a lot of connections. He's totally out of you know
Okay,
the
so
society over here in Canada.
the employer is thinking like that when you have only sent your resume. Why is that affecting you so much?
Because I feel okay, Meena. Then I feel that there's a difference between my profile and Abdul's profile. If I compare,
I'm
Abdul
talking
is
if Abdul was you,
yeah. If
right?
Abdul was me, yes, obviously yes.
So if you're
But then
applying
again,
for
I
a
mean, I
job, no,
yeah,
but Karan, if you're applying for a job in Thunder Bay or in Vancouver and you live in Toronto,
yeah,
you're specifically applying for a sales role. A sales role requires you to have understanding. Regardless of you having the connections, you need to have understanding of the land, of the
yep,
companies, of
The
where
market.
you of
Yeah.
the market. Thank you,
yeah,
Cindy. Right? If you don't have, and yet Shelley, who is a new grad, may not have the experience, but has been living in Vancouver for 2 years. I'm gonna take Shelley, right? So
right,
the bottom line of my conversation here is, or my advice, is that you may not have the experience, but you have the hunger and you have the passion. If you have the hunger and passion, you applied with a resume, you did not receive a response, nothing is stopping you from changing your application process, from doing that cold calling or the power prospecting and showcasing your passion for that company. Because if it is,
Especially for a job like sales. Sorry, Meena, to cut
yeah,
in, but especially for a job like sales, because that's what you'll be doing as a major part of the job anyway, right?
so
yeah,
for Sally, when she got her first job, she created something like a portfolio when she
You
went for
remember
the
that?
job. Yes. And she presented it to the employers. She was changing her career. She did not have the experience, but she created that and she went there and she changed her approach. So you've just created one. So
yes,
So it's very important for you to understand that if somebody is not accepting, they could have received way too many applications. Your
yeah,
resume might not even have gotten to their table because they had other maybe internal references. There are a number of factors. You sent it, you move on. Okay, if you wanted that bad, then you need to go one step above. You pick 10 companies you really want to work for, you applied for them, call them, introduce yourself. At least this way your application will go to them. Ask them for feedback. Shelly, now I'm coming to you. Yeah.
You said Shelly or Sayali?
No, I'm saying Shelly.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, you were right. You heard it right. You have to be honest to yourself and look into how sincerely have you been applying? What has
yeah,
your approach and applications been? Have you taken the time to reach out to the companies? Right? Because Abdul's very new. He's in a settlement process, and right now he's just getting adjusted. Right? When the answers of those questions come to a yes, I have done this and I have done that, and I've sincerely tried, then why I'm not getting is the answer you're seeking. But when you haven't done those things, and I'm not saying you haven't, we haven't talked in a couple of weeks, but right, if the answer is you haven't done it, then you
Oh,
need to start.
I have started definitely. It's not that because I did find couple of portals as well where it is specifically for UX UI designings. So yeah, I'm getting calls through that. So yeah, I'm
Congrats.
working towards that. Yeah,
If
thank you.
I may make a suggestion, like Shelly, you're in creative, like leverage that, right? Just to give you an example, I had someone, I think he was a web developer, not UX, but he literally downloaded the company's app and he actually put feedback and improvement in his application. That's how passionate he was about the company, right? Like right off the bat, that's going to get someone's attention, hiring manager's attention, as opposed to other people who just sent in a resume. You know what I mean? That's what I mean, guys, when I say don't be afraid to take risk. I mean, obviously, you don't want to criticize the app, you don't want to annoy them, right? But honestly, as a UX person, just thought ABC would really enhance your app, or as a customer, this is what I found and this is what I would suggest, or something like that. Right off the bat, people are going to know that you're creative, you're a thinker, and you have good suggestions. If anything, they'll at least want to talk to you, get you an interview.
Yeah, I'm doing this actually, but sort of free of cost because lots of people do approach me on LinkedIn. Hey, how can I improve my websites and how, just to enhance the user experience. So yeah, I'm just helping them, but
You know
yeah,
what
I
you should
think
do? Get testimonials for them.
Yes.
Add them to your resume, your LinkedIn, what have you, right? I mean, fine, it's free for now, but these things will help, build your portfolio once you get that job, right? A good paying job. So
yeah,
absolutely do that. If they can't pay you, the least they can do is write you a good review.
yeah, that's true. Thank
Experience
you.
is experience, regardless of it being paid or
Yeah.
unpaid,
Yes.
right? Well, thank you so much, everybody. This was an absolutely delightful session. I hope that the mentees got their answers that they were looking for. Mentors, I can't thank you enough. And, it is Friday afternoon. Let's get the weekend started. Unfortunately, there's no weekend for us because tomorrow Mayuri and I are going to be working, and these guys and girl are going to be in the empowerment conference tomorrow, right?
Nice.
Sure.
Sounds
Yes,
exciting.
Yes,
it
looking
is.
forward to it.
It's very exciting. Well, thank you again. Wish you all a wonderful weekend, and Mayuri, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
All right.
Okay,
Thanks, guys. All the
take
best.
care.
Have a good
Thank
Thank you,
weekend.
you. Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Thank you.
Mary. Thank you,
Bye.
Seth.
Thank you.
Reema. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye. To the audience that's watching, don't forget, Empower Conference is tomorrow. You need to sign up if you want to learn more about job search.
Destination CEO is driven by a single goal: to do our part in supporting job seekers from all walks of life pursue their dream careers. This week has been Empowerment Week, and throughout the week we have been hosting free online events discussing how to empower oneself to be more confident in job search from industry leaders. The week is still not over, and to end it off with a bang, on Saturday, August 15th, Destination CEO's mentors will be holding a free online preview of their masterclasses exclusive to the Career Accelerator program. Over 10 mentors will be having masterclasses covering a wider range of topics from resume building to networking. This masterclass of epic proportions will run from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Zoom and is completely free. Also, if you would like to, we are accepting donations where 100% of the proceeds will be given to the Daily Bread Food Bank. So, what are you waiting for? Sign up via the Eventbrite link today.